Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Hello Monster Jam fans, and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCD review video. Today we are taking a look at the final Monster Jam Superstore exclusive for 2021, and of course during this season it has to be this year's Christmas or holiday exclusive, and yes it is. So before I do that, I just want to recap real quick last year's Superstore exclusive for the Christmas season or holiday season, which was the Monster Jam Stunt Truck Holiday Edition, which is right here. This was the first time the Superstore ever had a holiday or Christmas exclusive truck released, and this was a pretty nice release. I think a lot of people liked it. It was also the first time they actually dipped back down into 1 of 3,000 territory for a Superstore exclusive in a long time, so it was a very big success. It sold out very fast because I suggested to do the 1 of 3,000, so I'm glad it worked out in the end for that. And here's what it looked like for 2020, and that was last year's. And then I also want to quickly recap everything we had for the Superstore this year. We started off the year with another stunt truck, which was the Inverse stunt truck, and it kind of started us off really slow as a little trick for the audiences that collect these trucks, because obviously this is not the most exciting thing in the world compared to what we got after it. But the Inverse Monster Jam stunt truck I think was a pretty nice release, and there it is for January. And then we had, of course, my own Monster Jam OCD Meltdown fan-inspired exclusive released in April. So that was really fun to design and release and talk about at shows many times over. So it's been a really fun journey for this one here, the fan-inspired OCD Meltdown. Then technically not just a Superstore release, but this was partial Superstore release, partial Digger's Dungeon release, which of course is the Digger's Dungeon souvenir truck. So this was released in, I believe, May of 2021. And then we had the Superstore exclusive 4th of July truck for the second time ever this year with the Monster Jam Stunt pickup truck right there. I believe this was released in August though because of the shipment delays that COVID has caused. So there is the Monster Jam Stunt truck pickup. And then we had the Halloween truck, which was the Son of a Digger, which I still really love. So those are our Superstore exclusive for this year. We've had 5 total, and with the Christmas truck, we will now have 6. And now we're on to the 2021 Christmas or holiday exclusive truck. In this case, I'm just going to keep calling it a Christmas truck because as I bring this into frame, you'll understand why. So here is 2021's Christmas exclusive for the Monster Jam Superstore limited edition. We call this one Santa's Sleigh. But on the packaging, technically it's just called Merry Christmas 2021. But Santa's Sleigh is here. It is a hot rod. It looks so cool. Here is the back of the box. Let's talk about the actual box itself for a moment. You can see the rendering of the truck there with Santa Claus in it with the snowman Monster Jam logo. We'll look more at the card art as I open the truck, but I do want to point out the back here. I'll read off the back just because we have some time. So it says here on the back, "The jolliest of them all, driving his sleigh as you can see, one day said, 'What about a present for me?' Santa took his ride and gathered some help, replaced the leather seat with a fine piece of felt. Next to go were the runners made of steel, replaced by 4 snow-covered 66-inch wheels. The familiar reindeer were last to go, replaced by a 1,500 horsepower engine that's not there for show. The custom monster sleigh was ready to go, helping deliver thousands of presents through the night filled with snow. Santa's gift is now yours, a sight to behold, holding a special place in your collection, as if made of solid gold." So I guess we're calling this the Monster Sleigh, actually. So I will officially call this the Monster Sleigh. So you can see they have a cool story on the back here, very Christmas-like tale, kind of like the Night Before Christmas kind of theme there. So it's really cool. I also like the reference to gold. Obviously, this truck has a lot of gold on it, as you may have seen when I first had it in frame. So we'll talk about that in a moment too. But for now, I'm going to unbox this with a box cutter, so I'll be right back just so we can see the card art without destroying it. So I will return in a moment. Okay, we are back. The packaging has been split in half. So here is the card art for 2021's holiday or Christmas truck. This time, obviously, it's Santa Claus and his sleigh. So they wanted to do a Christmas-style village here with houses decorated up for Christmas, snow everywhere, a frozen lake, and we're actually looking at it from, it looks like a bridge, you can tell by the wall, where we're looking a river here. So it's really cool. We also have the northern lights up there at the top, and we have a gold bar background or solid gold plate behind the Monster Jam logo, which looks really cool. And then we have limited edition 1 of 3,000. So from last year's 3,000 suggestion from me to Monster Jam and Spin Master. They kept the 1 of 3,000 idea for Christmas exclusives for this year again. So it's now a very limited piece here, 1 of 3,000. I'm sure these will sell very, very fast. Obviously, this time it has Santa Claus. Last time, it was just a Monster Jam stunt truck, which I think looks really cool too. But this time it's Santa Claus himself on his monster sleigh, and I'm sure these will not last long. So get yours now before this video ends. I would actually click off right now, listen to me in the background, and buy yours because these will not last very long at all. These, I think, lasted about 15 days, so 2 weeks and a day on the Superstore, and they were gone. But this time, I think these are going to fly off the shelves, or virtually speaking, fly off the shelves, meaning they just sell out. But anyway, here's the back of the card again once more, with that same wall in the background. We got the trees, the northern lights, and we got the snowman. And here is the truck itself, the Spin Master Monster Jam Santa's Monster Sleigh. And of course it has the new insert, which is just a clear thing to save on cost of cardboard. And here's the cardboard insert with the wall again, a nice maroon and white warning sign, and then Merry Christmas 2021. Of course, the official name that I'm giving this truck is Santa's Monster Sleigh though. Then we have some snow on the bottom. So there's that. The bubble means nothing now. And here is the truck. I'm so happy that they did this. I think it looks insane. And I will be honest with you, when I first saw the rendering of the truck and the idea, I wasn't completely sold on it just because it's not your typical Monster Jam style truck. I mean, usually we look at trucks and we can see that they have a driver inside. However, this time our literal driver is Santa. So I was a little thrown off by it. However, seeing it executed and finally in final product form in my hands, I gotta say this is by far probably one of the best custom concept Superstore exclusives of all time. I think most people will argue that same argument when they see it for themselves in person. So anyway, let's take a good look at Santa's Monster Sleigh. We're gonna start on the actual tires because I want to talk about these specifically. Last year, I told my friend who runs the division that runs the Superstore products about the BKT printing, and every single Superstore exclusive since that moment has had BKTs because they do add an exclusive factor, and they didn't know that before. So now, I believe the original plan was to not have BKTs printed onto this truck, but I did suggest to do gold BKTs, and I didn't think they were actually going to take that suggestion. I thought they would maybe do red or maybe green or white even, but they did do the gold BKT leaf printing, and I am so blown away by it. It's actually reflective, semi-reflective in the sun, so it's really nice to see the BKTs printed in gold. We have bright gold rims as well on this truck. And then we have slightly snowy tires. So last year we had heavy snow tires, and this time they're kind of just lightly speckled snow. And I think that's because this truck is mostly flying, and it's barely ever really landing down. So the snow is just kind of barely there. I like that realistic factor. It might have just been to do a different style tire from last year's, but I like these semi-speckled snow tires, not fully covered, because obviously this truck is mostly in flight, probably for most of the night. So there's that. And then it has a front engine chassis, if you notice that, by the way. Really cool that they did this. It's actually a modified chassis, a brand new casting for this truck because it does not have the ability to fit over a roll cage. So Santa has no roll cage, he doesn't need one. So it is a modified chassis. I'll show you guys that after I take off the body later on. But for now, let's check out the actual truck. So it really doesn't have much to talk about for graphics, but it does have gold foil art on here. I keep calling it gold leaf. Obviously, that's real gold. It's basically the equivalent of that, just not real gold. It is gold foil art. So you can see it is a reflective gold finish on here, which adds to the awesome dramatic factor of this monster sleigh flying through the night. And I love the gold and dark, almost brick red color that they chose for this truck. It's not fully maroon, but it's also not fully red. It's like a brick color, and I like that about it. It also has a reflective silver Monster Jam logo, if you can see that reflectiveness on there. So it has flame art on the sides, really awesome. And then we have the headlights here with the printed on bulbs. They are not gold, obviously, they're actually printed on. And then we have flames that go up the fenders, which are really nice, also foil art. And then some flames on the hood, and a fully covered gold front grille piece here with a Monster Jam logo and black inner printing with the Monster Jam logo written out. It almost looks like it's actually hand painted by Jim McShay. If you guys have ever seen him do Monster Jam logos, this is exactly what his art looks like. And that could be like a reference to him as if he painted this for Santa. I love that. If not, that's just a thing I've noticed. So a really cool Jim McShay painted Monster Jam logo on the front there, as if it was hand painted, pinstriped by him. And then on this side, we have the gold reflective foil art again with the Monster Jam logo reflective silver. And on the tailgate here, it says Merry Christmas 2021. Now, last year it said Happy Holidays. This year it is going full measure with Merry Christmas because it is Santa Claus, so they did decide to stick with Christmas as the theme for this year's truck fully. And then it has a reflective gold bag of presents or sack of presents here with the nice painted drawstring on there. And then we have Santa Claus. Let me actually raise my camera for this moment. This is Santa Claus himself in the sleigh, and you can see, if I can bring him in here, he is fully painted in with his face, his beard, his hat, and his hands, his gloves, and he also has a steering wheel there he's holding on to while he's waving as he flies off into the night. And then it has that felt that they talked about on the card story. There's that green felt he's sitting on. It also has a semi-transparent white windshield. I kind of wish they would have maybe done a little more transparent for this, but there's that windshield, and there is Santa Claus painted in fully. It also has a gold belt buckle. I just noticed that little detail. So a really cool piece here. And now let me check out the bottom of the chassis, or the bottom half of the chassis, I should say, to show you guys. So let me just quickly unscrew that. Obviously, every chassis has one single Phillips head screw that you can unscrew yourself. Okay, so here is the chassis separated from the body. As you can see, it is definitely a modified chassis, front engine truck, because this body would definitely not clear a roll cage, top part of the cage, because it just is flat. So they had to make a modified chassis just for this Superstore exclusive, on top of already making a brand new casting with Santa Claus inside of it, and gold foil art with gold BKTs and painted tires. I think this must have been a really expensive piece here, but totally worth it. Again, front engine chassis just makes a huge difference to me. And there's that engine there, and there's that modified chassis. It does not fit wheelie bars because they did have to actually close off the bottom part to make the chassis stable. So if you can see that in there, probably can't see it, but it is closed off. You can't put a wheelie bar to make him do wheelies, but you can fly him around as if he's flying through the night sky. Obviously, it's Santa Claus, so that's really cool. And this is the bottom of the casting here. It is actually, I didn't realize until now, because they got the paint color and the actual plastic color so close to each other. This is a plastic bottom half area where the fenders are, and then the top part is metal. So the separation here is where the plastic is versus the metal. But they did a great job matching the colors. I did not know that they were different materials until now. So there is Santa's sleigh for the 2021 Christmas holidays for the Superstore, Monster Jam Superstore exclusive. One of only 3,000 units produced. Go buy yours now before they're gone. These will not last long. I'm gonna have to buy myself another one just to keep it on my display wall, because this is way too cool to not get two of. So there is the 1 of 3,000 limited edition Monster Jam Santa's Monster Sleigh truck. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and thank you to Spin Master for supplying this truck for review, and Monster Jam for allowing me to review it early before it goes on sale. But now they are on sale. Check it out on the Superstore. I'll leave a link in the description. And until next time, this is Ryan or Monster Jam OCD, signing out.